It's sort of me here with Greg in Los Angeles, being able to expand my horizons and sort of imagining different kind of sort of tableaus of Los Angeles. That was New Gold, and it started with Kevin from Tame Impala in a studio up in the hills in Malibu. He presented me with this 6/4 loop, down, down, down.
This one was definitely a little bit of a brain bender, but I think it's, I like a good challenge and a good equation to try to solve.
I found it very difficult to sing over 6/4. So I've actually put two chords in that are in 4/4. They go down, 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 down. That's what I'm following. So that Baby Queen, 1997, when I was on the road with Blur, we played in Bangkok. The show started, and immediately it was very clear that there was like an area in front of the mixing desk that had been cordoned off, and there was a throne. She was there sitting on the throne with all the generals and uniformed gentlemen around her with guns and everything. When we get to the point where we play song 2, that she'd stood up on her throne, and then when it got to the woo-hoo bit, she jumped, she stage dived into the generals. And they're there with this crown princess, a deity, and they're like having to like stop her from falling on the ground because she's just lost her shit. What is Skinny Ape about? Another strange beast, but this is the most kind of sort of, for me, the most Gorillaz animated characters song. I feel like this is very in the world of 2D, and I like to enter that level of fantasy sometimes, because it's a really important part of what the Gorillaz is about. Silent Running isn't connected to the film, but I suppose it was there in my subconscious as something from the 80s that was there. This was the first song that we did together, didn't we?
Yeah,
day one. Afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the infinite pages that we scroll through. So I suppose it's been here for the first time, really making music in Los Angeles, and kind of just losing myself a bit, I'm trying to come back, trying to get back to a sense of completeness, that sort of mesmerizing kind of dreamlike state that you get in when you're just following some train of thought, whatever it is.
Well, for the song Oil, we brought in Stevie Nicks to sing. Having Stevie on this album is just incredible.
Yeah, it makes it an entirely different record.
Yeah.
So it's strange. It's a strange, odd song, but it's amazing with everything that she kind of represents in I use this word spectrum, in the spectrum of Americana. It's interesting to have a voice like that with that kind of imagery. This is the song Tired Influencer, which is another tableau of Los Angeles. The weird thing about this song, I for some reason left my iPad with Siri on. So as I was singing, Siri was responding to what I was singing. It's like, so if you listen, there's some weird, I'm singing these phrases, and there's these weird questions that, it was a kind of moment. Tarantula is, wow, I haven't done a song ever like that. I mean, it's kind of sort of me kind of opening the door on the world of George Michael a little bit. I met that particular Tarantula in the airport in Montevideo in Uruguay. It was the first day of South American tour, and arrived at Montevideo and went to baggage claim, and there's a tarantula walking about. Tormenta, Bad Bunny. We were in Jamaica. Tormenta is kind of sort of recorded in a storm. And here we are in Los Angeles and a bomb cyclone. It was effortless recording. And yeah, there you have. That song is called Possession Island. I started playing around with when I was doing in the middle of COVID, and then it sort of found its way into a song, which I'm really pleased about because I like. Rebecca and I, it was like making a record in the kind of Walker Brothers tradition. It has a geography, a psychogeography to it, gives it that sense of completeness as a record, it makes it sort of valid